Good morning, everyone. Bill Maher is confused why right-wingers, or just men in general, men with testosterone, are voting for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, especially after Tim Walz showed us how not to use a gun on his photo op hunting spree to rein in the male vote, because nothing makes straight men go crazier than watching a man fondle his shotgun. The left has an aggressive daddy issue problem, and Tim Walz says, I'm gonna solve them. That's for you idiots. Donald Trump says, I have daddy issues. The left says that you teach football something. She yells at white men. The gay video comes out. They all are actors. Two black men discuss women, and Kamala Harris's word salad moment is absolutely insane. We're gonna break down everything. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make you laugh, hopefully. It's the morning. You never know what's gonna happen. This is the Derek O'Shea Show. 1 second.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go lick the world.
Trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
Suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all of our folks stepping on them because of less black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. We're having a fantastic morning. And on this lovely Sunday morning, Bill Maher had guest Buck Sexton on his show to discuss manhood. You can't figure it out. Why are men flocking to Donald Trump? Do you think Donald Trump is the bastion of manhood? Does he define masculinity? Does his over-tanned, beautifully large body built by McDonald's describe what manhood is about? They can't figure it out. And I'm going to break down why exactly men aren't voting for Democrats, especially straight men, because you've lost us. And there's a perfect example that happened over the weekend from a Democrat female congresswoman, Miss Crockett, giving us the perfect example of why men feel like the left has lost them. But let's watch Bill Maher have his own struggle session around this. Bill, take it away. Go.
This bro.
Go to me?
No, I did not look at.
Worse if you went to me.
It's a big issue in this election is that Trump is going for the bro vote. I mean, obviously there's a huge gender gap. And, I've done this one to death too, but, someone has to explain to me why people who love Trump see him as this icon of masculinity, this man who
It's not funny.
Who's just never shuts up under 2 pounds of bronzer.
Women talk a lot.
And always complaining and whining.
Like
Why
a woman.
do you see this as an epitome of masculinity? And is it good if it is?
I think that the gender issue that Democrats have is much broader than Donald Trump specifically. I mean, Trump also, there's the narrative, he's a billionaire who's married to a supermodel, who's become president on the first try, who, look, people can say whatever they want about it, but there is that component of an alpha male who's ultra successful and is probably about to become leader of the free world again.
Here is the ad.
But to the issue of where Democrats are on this, I mean, I don't think you would be able to get many Democrats, elected Democrats, for example, to come on, I don't know if any of them honestly would, to come on this show and say, I don't think that a 18-year-old who identifies as a woman should be able to play on a girls' team. Rather, I don't think that's a problem. Or they do think it's a problem. Rather, they think that they won't say that they view that as an issue. And so when you talk about the gender identity cult that the Democrat Party has embraced, and then you're like, why don't we have more people that are pro-masculinity on the Republican side? There's also all these total charlatans going around who basically hate men and are always talking about toxic masculinity.
Yes.
And it's a Democrat reality. And really, the truth is there are very few efforts that are made, I would say more broadly in politics, right and left, but definitely on the right, to speak to men who are in a difficult position right now. You know, female earnings relative to men, female college graduation relative to men. Women have made all this tremendous progress, and now we're in this society where, you know, very few men tend to have a lot of options when it comes to mates, and a lot of guys, they're not going to start the next billion-dollar company, and they're wondering, you know, what's in it for me? And then when they're told, oh yeah, by the way, like, we're putting immigrants up in 4-star hotels in New York City who just got here yesterday. Sorry that you can't pay your bills. No, but I'm just speaking to what the reality is.
I'm so sorry that men have had to now endure the same inequities that women have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, take the abuse.
But think about this. What you're saying is...
Take the abuse.
This is why Kamala will lose.
Well, why? Because an articulate woman made a point?
No, because instead of addressing that,
what are you
men
afraid
can
of, white
have
man?
Concerns that should be spoken to politically, especially working class men who are feeling the pinch right now economically. You know, the media on the coast, and look, I'm a part of it. I grew up in New York City. I grew up in Manhattan. I understand. Just kind of mocks these people as though they don't count. And Donald Trump speaks to them and for them, whether he's of them or not, does not matter.
Buck, first of all, I do appreciate you trying to bridge the gap between what you think I'm going to say and what I actually said. But I'm actually going to tell you what I said.
No, you're starting to. This is a classic manipulator mindset. Good morning, Willie. The classic manipulator mindset. I'm going to reiterate what I said to you. Obviously, you're confused. Obviously, you don't understand my logic. No, he understood it. It was a very obvious point. An articulate woman made a point, and now you're mad about it. No, you're saying exactly what he's saying. The left has been mocking men's issues and men's problems for a very long time, and they can't understand that. I mean, we have a video, okay? I have a video of her this morning on MSNBC saying the biggest issue is right-wing men in this country. So the left is just thrown them aside, and now they're confused. What are we supposed to do with these people? But to keep taking your well-articulated point, I'm ready for it. I love when we bust out those vocabulary words to just emphasize what we're trying to say in the most obvious points. Keep going. Yes, Queen, say it.
I'm sorry that men have to confront the same inequities that women. The next point
Exactly. I'm sorry you have to confront the same inequities as women, and we're going to emotionally and physically abuse you until you feel our pain. Keep going.
I'm going to make, which is not the one you were going to make, is that when people are talking about masculinity, I do think the way it's being described is not the discussion you're having about gender in sports and gender identity, but instead the idea of how I think white men, and you talked about this on your show and others, feel as though they are disenfranchised and being left behind by either the progress that women are making or otherism or the browning of America, because there is the notion that they're entitled to be in a certain position they're no longer in. But the reality is progress works such that everyone must go in the direction of it. And so if some people are being left behind,
this is progress. Look, if we have to choose a candidate because of the color of their skin, not based on the content of their character or what they've actually accomplished, it's just white men dealing with it. Deal with it. God, your truth isn't truth, okay? Your truth isn't truth. I mean, Buck Sexton made the most obvious point ever. Like, there's a reason why Tim Walz is waltzing around with his gun. Kamala Harris is talking about her sick Glock in her compartment, bro. I got a Glock. Does that mean white guys are going to vote for me? Is that what it means? I mean, just listen to this for a few seconds.
He said that we've got these cities and these towns that are being overrun by gangs and the crime out of control. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah. And guess what? It's the MAGA gang. It is the white supremacists that have decided to descend upon places such as Springfield, Ohio. So I agree with him. I just disagree with who the problems are. The problems are him and his minions. The problems aren't the people that have come to make our economy stronger, the people that have actually been able to help to continue to make sure that we got out of the big...
I love when they... People start to get bouncy and they get their preaching voice on. The problems are the MAGA white supremacists in America. But at the same time, you just need to deal with it, boy. You need to deal with it. So the question is posed to you. Why has the left decided that the straight white male is important to get the votes? Because there's no other reason why they're doing these stupid these hunting trips and calling him coach and talking about his football career constantly. Kamala Harris talking about her Glock. It's very obvious. Oh, these are just genuine points. Yeah, because in election season, everything is real, everything is genuine, and nothing is on purpose. Everything is calculated. If you don't know that, God, welcome to reality. Welcome to the lies of the election season. Why do you think they are starting to garner? They want the support, but at the same time, they don't. And they tell you, just deal with it. The Browning of America. What are we talking? We're not even talking about race. We're talking about male issues. It's amazing how people, as soon as they start hearing about male, they're like, oh, I know you're talking about white guy problems. No one even brought up race, but now you are, because when you're a grifter and your whole life is based on grifting racial tensions in America, you got to keep that narrative going, don't you? You truly do. Let's keep going. I think this is one of the funnier moments over the, oh my God, look at my green screen. Holy crap. This is why they don't do live shows, folks. This is why they don't do live shows. Okay, this green screen right here, this hunting video. Oh, gosh. Tim Walz shows how to cock that gun, bud.
Governor, what kind of gun is it? This is a Beretta A400.
Do you hear the media? Governor, what kind of gun is that?
Governor, what kind of gun is it?
That is a weapon of mass destruction. It's amazing how they've decided. This is when you know everything is fake, and the outrage about guns, about ammunition, about hunting. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when everyone on the left was like, "Oh, you don't need to hunt. You don't need to hunt. There's farms everywhere. There's literal farms everywhere." And now they're like, "Oh, look at our bad ass governor hunting." It's 2024 and the left and the media are confused. Are we for guns or are we against guns? It's hard to cock a shotgun or Beretta. That's why I trust American made. Whenever you do it, make sure to put that thing right between your legs and really get that thing going. Tim Walz is an average American man. He eats carburetors for breakfast. He's slightly overweight. He wears orange to protect himself from other hunters like Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney will be out. Dick Cheney will find you. Think you can come up in here and just hunt? Hell no! See, Tim Walz has a plan. The left has daddy issues, and I'm gonna solve them. Okay? They have daddy issues. They're confused on sports. They're getting excited about football all of a sudden. And trying to figure out how to cock a gun. What kind of ammo do you use? See, Walz has made a hunting video that sparked a lot of controversy about being a man. Can Kamala Harris save men with one last blow?
I'm gonna come.
That's not funny, Derek. That's a real rude joke. Donald Trump says nobody has bigger daddy issues than Derek O'Shea. Why would you say that about me, Donald? God, you're sick. Okay, but this part right here. This part. That's right here. Don't ever hunt with Dick Cheney. That's all I know, 100%. You're not supposed to load the gun that way. No, dude. Well, what he should do is look in the barrel to make sure it's there. Is there ammo down there? I'm pretty sure there's ammo. It's not cocking. What Mike DeMaro doesn't understand is this is how a Democrat cocks his gun. It's a little different than a right winger. A right winger is worried about safety. Tim Walz is worried about connecting with the American people for votes. That's a different mindset. Violet says, I definitely saw a video with a superimposed tampon over the gun. Yeah, I saw that video too. Tim Walz says tampons are great for cleaning. Yeah, shove it up your nose after you shoot yourself in the face. Walt uses tampons for reloading his 12-gauge wads. Nice your podcast. Thank you. Dude, nice your podcast, by the way. Nice your podcast. Honestly, Donald, this is garnering an unfollow from me. Hurts my feelings. I'm going to go cry about it a little later. Oh, God. Okay, this guy. Prominent leftist, Democrat voice, debater on TikTok, Harry Sisson. He's a perfect example of how much I'm just loving the left and how they are embracing this new identity of enjoying sports for the first time in their life. And you can see it in their language. I've seen videos of him throwing plates. I've seen videos of him saying things like, if I catch this pass, that means Kamala Harris is going to be the best president ever. You're like, okay, God. How old are you? You're like 26 saying this stuff. Anyways, the language is my favorite. He puts his tweet out. This is so cool. This is so cool. Coach Tim Walz did the coin toss tonight at the school where he used to teach football. It's just... Tim Walz used to teach football. He didn't play football. He didn't coach football. He taught football. See, in Minnesota, high schoolers had no idea what football was. Tim Walz had to teach them what football was. He was one of the first pioneers to show how to throw a football pass with a ball. You put the ball in between your legs and you make sure you get it in there real hard and then you throw it. That's how Tim Walz taught football. And he taught football. Where he used to teach football for their rivalry game. Rivalry. Coach Walz is truly an amazing person. That's right. You're not being gaslit. The gaslighting of the left is my favorite. Tim Walz is a great guy. Down to earth. He'll fix your carburetor. He'll fix your $150,000 Bronco if you show up at his house. He didn't go to Union Square. He's not a constant liar. He's a knucklehead, all that kind of stuff, whatever. He's a great guy. So the gaslighting is Tim Walz is great. He's down to earth. He's a teacher. He's a football coach. And Kamala Harris spreads joy. Okay, if you don't realize you're being gaslit into emotionally believing that these people are good, you cannot be helped. You cannot be helped. These people are just good, down-to-earth human beings. Look, we're not making you feel. There he is right there. Look at him doing it. He's doing the toss coin. Shaking hands. And there's been reported of a kid on the red team, which I don't know if that's a rivalry team, or at the Trump 2024 on his booty hole. You're being gaslit, folks. None of this has anything to do with policy. That's when you know. Good morning, Censor Mom. Tim Walz would be great for a Preparation H commercial. I just love how down to earth they try to make him seem. Tim Walz, the left, you got daddy issues. The left has daddy issues, and Tim Walz says, I'm gonna solve them. We're gonna tackle these daddy issues one day at a time. I feel like Tim Walz, if they get elected, instead of actually governing, he's gonna just make videos of him teaching the left how to throw a football. Because some of us never had dads who did that for us. Okay. I bet he had an AI write that. I didn't realize how bad it was. No, Violet. No, don't give him the benefit of the doubt. He wrote that. He doesn't know what football is. Come on. This is like a kid that has never played sports in his life. Obviously, any kid that's this young is that into politics this early in their life. You're a bit of a dork. I'm sorry. And that's okay. Do you, boo? But don't try to talk like you're one of the boys. Stop it. Just be yourself. This is why it's important to stay in your lane in life. It's important to stay in your lane. If you don't know sports, don't try to speak the language. He has a military career, but we'll only talk about... I keep forgetting about Tim Walz's military career and how he lied about being in battle and going and using these guns in war-like scenarios. I keep forgetting that. You know, our news cycle is so chaotic and insane that it's hard to catch up sometimes. Am I alone on that? Here's Tim Walz celebrating his this video. Everyone's making fun of this video, but little confession, I used to celebrate like this. Just with one dude on my team. I saw everyone making fun of it, and I was like, oh God, I used to do this crap. Look, I think that's another thing some people that don't play sports don't understand is there's a lot of gay stuff that happens on the straight field. There's a lot of borderline gay things that happen in sports, and that's okay. We're here to just, not go across the line, but tug that line hard. Okay. You guys remember? That's gay, says Willie. I know, dude. I know it's gay, but you do gay things when you play sports sometimes. I mean, the fact that guys, we slap each other's butts for good games and stuff. I mean, come on, that is so gay. It was definitely, don't you think like a gay guy started that? A gay guy on some team, baseball or basketball or football. Who was the first guy to just slap another guy's butt and be like, good game, bro? And then we all just accepted it as cool. What happened? We changed. Well, it turns out that this guy I don't know if you haven't seen my video of making fun of this or when we did it live. I suggest you watch it. It turns out every single one of these people are freaking actors. None of them are real. And that's why you knew they were the worst. Let's listen to this.
A Rorschach test, and everyone wondering what they're seeing here. But what was your intention in creating this parody and the substance of the message?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, I think about masculinity a lot because I'm a dad now raising kids, and
I'll think about masculinity a lot. Really? Yeah. I think about it everything I die. Tell us about your masculinity.
Masculinity a lot because I'm a dad now raising kids, and I think in this country it's something we don't talk about a lot. And so I had this idea watching the back-to-back conventions where at the Democratic convention there's men who are looking at the women who they work with or who they're in relationships with admiration and respect. at the Republican National Convention, you have, everything's about size, crowd size, this size, that size.
Peter size.
Macho Man. Literally, Hulk Hogan is ripping his shirt off. I mean, it was such a cartoon of masculinity that it really, the juxtaposition was hilarious to me. Wow, you guys got that picture fast. Holy moly. So I come from comedy, and comedy comes from juxtaposition. And so to me, I was just riffing with my friends thinking, wouldn't it be funny if you took these ideas of like, so macho, you got to tell everyone how macho you are all the time, masculinity, and what I feel is a more real version of what it means to be a man, where, you cry at a rom-com, you braid your daughter's hair, you go pick up tampons from the store if someone needs like, who cares? And so to me, putting those together, but treating it like as if it's a real, rugged man political ad would be funny.
I love that this guy created this video because he thought it was going to be a parody. We were laughing at you. Not with you, dude. It was obviously the dumbest thing ever. It was like this guy's trying to put on a nuanced point about masculinity. Like deep throating. What was that one? It was like, I'm deep throating men or something. I'm deep. Let's find it. No one sits like that on a pickup truck. No, dude. Censor mom, of course not. I would never sit on like. Let's see. This video.
Real men.
Who made this? Oh, it was me. So fun.
This video of genius.
Real man of genius.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man. And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
Okay, so now we know that this guy was creating this as a comedy. Hey. This is funny. Comedy is in the extremes. You have to go to the extremes. That's what makes it funny, because it's preposterous. Like when I wrote, the left has daddy issues and I'm going to solve them. That's preposterous. That's ridiculous. He's not going to solve daddy issues. Okay? This is not the extreme.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man. And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
Why?
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women. Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Come on. It's two of me. Kamala Harris voters have decided to make... I love that this is like... We're laughing at you, dude. It's hilarious, but also we know that the left doesn't like comedy without a message. You guys have to have a message with comedy. It's like you can't just have Kamala Harris looking like SNL last night. Everyone on the right is like, "Oh my god, the SNL has decided to finally get rid of Kamala Harris." Did you not watch the whole thing? I did. I love SNL. Even though it's been sucky for so long, I still like comedy. They make fun of Kamala Harris, but then they like immediately make up for it by making her sound awesome, like talking about her Glock and stuff. They can't just let it rest in her being cringe. They have to fix it. And that's the problem with the left, is like they can't just have, they can't just say something outrageous for laughs. They were like, "Oh yeah, but we have a platform, and we're going to use that platform to make a difference in everyone's life, and we're not just going to go around spreading misinformation." Like, if you're worried about getting the message wrong, you're not doing comedy. You're not doing comedy. If you're so worried about being right, then it's not a joke anymore. It's Now you're getting weird. Now it's getting serious. And I experience that sometimes. I mean, sometimes when I make jokes about Donald Trump, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Derek, don't say that. Don't say that. We're in election season." I'm like, I don't, just trying to, it's funny. To me, at least. Man enough to give birth. Cowboy looks preggers. Dude, that cowboy, I mean, when he said, "I eat carburetors for breakfast," you know, you're like, yeah, we know. Maybe eat some real whole food from America. She's weird, but for her anyways. Deep-throated endorsement. The deep-throated endorsement, that's when I knew it was a comedy video. But that's why part of me kind of loved it. Speaking of loving it. God. Look, I know everyone's going to lose their minds if she becomes president, but there's a part of me that's going to love every single one of her speeches. Every single one of them. They're so ridiculous. And she has so many word salad moments. Like, we're going to be okay, guys. We'll get through this together. If she becomes president, you come to my show. I'll try to make you laugh about the world and everything that's happening to blow off some steam and not be such a black pill podcast like every other podcast is going to be. We're going to have fun. But at the same time, Donald Trump's going to win.
I'm going to come.
Okay. But this word salad moment's brought to you by Kamala Harris.
So when we think about what's at stake in this election,
Think about it.
whoa, it's packed with some stuff. It's packed with some fundamental stuff. I say rather articulately.
I don't think you know what that word means. You're not being articulate. It's packed with some stuff. This is the face. It's packed with some stuff. Can you feel the joy? Can you feel the joy? Look at that face. Can you look at that face right now? That is the face of joy. Nobody loves joy more than Kamala Harris. And she's going to spread it all over this country. You're going to love joy. You're going to like it. Tell us again. Tell us about the joy.
Some stuff. It's packed with some fundamental stuff. I say rather articulately.
We're we're screwed, dude. we are freaking cooked, man. We're cooked. It's over for it's literally over for all of us. Don't worry, America. We'll be in this together. Packed like a little truck full of illegals. Please God save our country. She's president, dude. Dude, there will be a revival of Christians if she becomes president. So we're gonna need a savior, and we're gonna need a savior quick. Okay. But at the same time, it's Kamala Harris. Look at her, gorgeous. Watchman says is Isaiah 47:7 NIV. Shout out to the NIV. This morning I read from my ASV. I do like the NIV. You said, "I will continue forever, the eternal queen," but you did not consider these things to reflect on what might happen. Oh, very depressing. This is very demure, very depressing. Her word salad. But just make sure, if you're struggling in this world, make sure you're okay.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question, and I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
And I hope you are okay. And if you're struggling right now, you better be okay. Make sure Kamala Harris will tell you to love your neighbor as yourself, and that you are okay. And there's a lot of big stuff happening in this election. A lot of big stuff happening in this election that would make you say...
Thank you for the question, and I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Your home is okay and you're okay. Make sure to enjoy your Sunday morning and you're okay and I'm okay. Have a great rest of your day, okay? All right. Watchman says, Proverbs 22:3, the prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Yeah, make sure to get some refuge. If you don't have refuge in life, you're about to be losing your damn mind. All right, guys. I'll see you guys a little later today. Do a little live stream later today. I like the Sunday night live stream, so come look out for that. I'll put a live stream notification out for you guys to come check out. If you guys don't mind dropping a like, retweeting this, or doing all the things to help out the algorithms, I would greatly appreciate it. Drink some coffee. Enjoy your morning. And make sure that you're okay, okay? If you're not okay, Kamala Harris will help you be okay. Can you imagine if she becomes president, the accents we will hear? Oh my God. It's gonna be amazing. We'll have an accent counter if she becomes president. In our depression. And that'll be okay. Let's go, Watchman. Over here just throwing down verses. Yeah, go to church today. Goodbye, guys.